everybody. Welcome to another round of Canje Plays, and today we are going planet hopping in the wonderful game by Orange Nebula game called Unsettled. This was my most anticipated game of 2021. It arrived, it sat for a while because I was getting through another game, and I looked at it every day saying, I need to play that, I need to play that, I need to play that, but I needed to get through another game I was playing, so I got through it, and now we're on Unsettled, and it's going to be fantastic. So, hey Adam, what's going on? Hey Steph, how's it going? Pull up your chairs, pull up your chairs. Let's do this at the table. Okay, I don't know how many different videos you've watched of this, or if you've never heard of the game before, you're going to hear about it. You're going to learn today. So this is going to be fun. I say it's fun because I did a demo play of the first scenario, which we're going to play today, and at first I was like, Then by the end, when I failed, I basically said, this is the coolest puzzle game I've ever played, and I've enjoyed it immensely. You never heard of it? Oh, it's gonna be good. Hey, Stephen Kingsley, what's going on? Pull up a chair, pull up a chair. So, oh, there's so much to get into. I'm going to describe everything. I'm going to go around the board when we go down to the table and describe what everything is, and then we'll get into the playthrough of how things go. There are things that I'll have to explain as we play because I don't want to flip cards. I need to shuffle them and redistribute them, all that other good stuff. But I'll explain the boards and we'll go to it and have a great time. This is a phenomenal game. Orange Nebula knocked it out of the park, and it is my best game of 2021. Okay? I'm just going to let you know that now. Okay. Whew. Hey, Matt, what's going on? Pull up a chair. So, let's get some information, and then we'll get down to the table, and we'll begin all the great stuff. Also, before we begin, I want to say thank you to my Patreons. I appreciate you so much. And my YouTube subscribers. I hit 700 subs yesterday. Thank you so much. So, whatever you would like to see the 700 sub celebration stream be, wow, I said that without stuttering. Let me know in the comments. Let me know on Twitter or wherever you find me, or in Discord, wherever. Let me know, and I will do it. Hey, Mern and Tara, how's it going? So 700 subs hit, and this is gonna be great. It does feel. You're right. It does feel like Lost in Space. Get it? You're getting settled before playing Unsettled. All right, so let's get some information and head down to the table. So, Unsettled, they came out this year, most anticipated game for me this year, and it met that bar. So, 8.3 on Board Game Geek, a cooperative survival game in the bizarre and wondrous reaches of deep space. A lot of people will think, oh, this game seems like ISS Vanguard. I want you to reverse that thought, because Unsettled completed its Kickstarter, and was in development way before ISS Vanguard was even remotely thought of, okay? I think it's a different game because this game is a pure-on puzzle, but I haven't played ISS Vanguard to know. I did back it on GameFound, so when it delivers, I'll be able to see how that pulls up. But this game's unique. I don't know how to otherwise to say it. It's a unique puzzle. So it's designed by Mark and Tom of Orange Nebula, which, great. Thumbs up. And artists Bartek and Krista, who did a great job with the art. The art is beautiful, and published by Orange Nebula LLC, which is fantastic. They said the game is for 2 to 4 players. You can play it solo, but not true solo. You have to control 2 characters, but you can play it solo. This game is not competitive in any way, shape, or form. It is cooperative, and you only win together. So, best played 2-player. I can agree to that because there's a lot. You'll see why. 2-player is the sweet spot. Yeah, I'm excited for ISS Vanguard as well. I definitely am excited for it. 60 to 90 minutes playtime. We'll see how that holds up. I died within 45, so we'll see how that holds up. Community 14 plus. I agree. There's nothing untoward or bad about what I played on Nora Taske that would cause a child to be like, we can't look at this. So I think it's fine. Weight's about a 3.11 because it's a puzzle. You need to. The name of the game is efficiency. If you are not efficient, you will lose. okay? And you'll see what I'm talking about as we get into it. So this is the box. Oh, and the storage box of this game that came with the game is probably the best storage solution I've seen. Everything fits perfectly in the box. It's just phenomenal. The things that so the box comes with the core units that you need to play any of the planets that you're on, and then planet box, right? Everything fits perfectly in the place and stores really well. Really quick setup, really quick teardown. It's fantastic. Okay, down on the table. So here I have it set up. I didn't set it up exactly according to how Orange Nebula said you should set it up because I've got a camera and I've got a big table, but my camera only covers so much of my table space, right? So I position things and we'll go through what everything means and how it sets up. Okay, so before we begin though, little backstory. That's little, it's just the purple. It says the unthinkable. We are scientists, engineers, and statisticians, explorers, dreamers, a crew that became a family, and as of this moment, victims of totally unwarranted wormhole aggression. The wormhole opens before us, around us, within us, without warning. 1 minute, standard research vessel existence. The next, a kaleidoscope death tunnel of prismatic energy and destruction. An infinite expanse of darkness, light, euphoria, and pain condense into an instant, then giving way to a deafening stillness. Dim emergency lit lighting flickers to life amid groaning bulkheads and sweating metal sweat. Most of the crew, including the captain, are dead, and critical systems are critically damaged. So you're starting off screwed. Scans show us to be in an uncharted space with no points of reference on any horizon. We were tasked with studying the fringes of the universe. Those fringes just got fringier. So, in a way, we're super overachieving, yeah? Together with other science and other faith in each other, and our faith in each other, we must survive whatever it is we discover out there. We are lost, utterly beyond help, but whether we're beyond hope is up to us. That is the opening of this game, which is fantastic. Hey, Jerry, Tara, Matt, everyone, pull up your chairs. So this is going to be good. Okay, so a little bit of explanation on what you're looking at here, because you're going to say, oh, right, yep, hey, no spoiling, Matt, no spoiling. But you are correct. So we're going to go around and I'm going to describe what these things are, and then as we play, I'll describe how they function, okay? I have to get my setup here. So we've got our resource board right here. This is our resource board. There are three types of resources. There's data, there are unearthed materials, and then there is power, okay? We can use these throughout the game to do different things with what we find, but you discover them as you move about. That's all you need to know right now. And we'll get into what those things mean, how you get data, how you get materials, and all that good stuff as we go. We have our breakthrough board. So the breakthrough board is basically how you are learning and you're discovering. Think of it like Star Trek, right? You go down to the planet, you scan stuff, you learn stuff, and as you discover things, you're able to build facilities that help you do things, or you're able to use abilities that you have to be able to accomplish stuff. Okay? And like I said, I'm not going to get too deep because it'll be explained as we play. Next, we have our moment board, which is this. Yep, the moment board. So moment boards, basically, you see these two big hulking things right here. That's where you do research, right? So what they call research are opportunities. So you say, I'm on a specific tile, I want to use an opportunity to look around, to research, to think about how these things work. Where you draw a card, you can only have two opportunities going at the same time. So you can't say I'll do it here, right? It's not going to work. You can only do two at a time. When you solve one, you can do another on another space. Once you solve an opportunity, you get to discover an anomaly, which anomalies are good. Anomalies give you free action abilities and things to do, right? Okay, cool. So that takes care of that part. Like I said, I'm briefly touching because when we play, you will see how it all gels together. Then we have our group trust and time board, which is this. This is the crux of it all, right? This is important because you are on a time limit. And when your time runs out, your endurance starts running. So basically, the longer you're on the planet and searching around, you get more tired, more exhausted, more fatigued, to the point where you run out of fatigue, you fall unconscious, and if everybody falls unconscious, you die. That's how you lose the game. You die, right? There's the trust board. When you first start off, everybody trusts each other, but you can lose trust, which triggers other abilities. That doesn't mean you're going to hate each other, just means that it shifts abilities. And we'll talk about what that looks like when we get to the player board. Okay, what do we got? Then we got, so I got resource, I did the breakthrough, I did the moment, and I did the time and trust board. Okay, Explorer dashboards, we're down here. So Explorer dashboards are all the same, nothing shifts. And you get these really cool, so I'll just take everything off and hold it up so you can see. So this is the Explorer dashboard, right? It's double cardboard where everything fits in. This thing is beautiful. It is rock solid. It is fantastic. All right, so on here, you get to do these abilities. Like, you can theorize where it says, another explorer gains 1 insight, and I'll talk about insight in a second. Or you can investigate, which lets you pursue an opportunity. Remember those cards I was talking to you about? You can traverse, which means to move. You can support each other, which means to get rid of distress or raise trust. You can recover, which loses trust. And then you have to do this every round, which is rest, which increases time. You have to do it. Okay. So this is your endurance track that's here, right? So you start off at the top, which with this nice little clear thing. And as you lose endurance, it starts ticking down and ticking down and ticking down and ticking down until it gets here where you fall unconscious and you can't do anything else. So it starts at the top. This is the insight. Now, insight comes with this die here that has these 3 symbols, which is engineering, this is chemistry, and then this symbol here is robotics, right? So blue, red, green. RGB. RGB, basically. And you get to choose, right now, what is the importance of this? You get to choose which one you want to do. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. But you get to choose which one you want to go into first. So and then you get these lovely little chips of player heads that you can slot into the board, where there's a wide variety of them that you can use, that you just slide in there and say, that's your character that you're playing. So for this character, which I haven't named yet, I'm going to grab the green, which is chemistry, and put it right here. So how insight works is, as you gain insight, you tick it up, 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 up. And when you go through, you get a comprehension. So if it's green, my comprehension would be from the green stack over here. Okay, I just grab one of those and place it in here. If it's then you get to choose a new one, whether you want it to be green, red, or blue. Once again, it doesn't matter. You get to choose. This is your determination. Each character also gets to choose, and there is a nice, beautiful amount that's here of these type of abilities that they get that distinguishes them from the rest of the characters. There's nothing that says you have to pick this for this character. You can either shuffle and draw at random, or you can pick whatever you want. They don't care. They don't care. So what you get in here is you get, let me put it under this one. So I pick leader, and that is a green for, green is for wonder, which I'll talk to you about when we get to the dice. So it says that if I place a green die on that thing, if I use it, I gain 1 insight, which means I get to tick it up on my insight board, right? That's what that purple diamond is for. Also, it also has an arrow that points up or down. So if I put a die there, I could tick my die up. And we'll talk about dice in a second. It also says pursue an opportunity on your node. So basically, this will take the place of the investigate action that I have here. Everything makes sense. When we talk about trust on the trust board over here, oh, we're going to shuffle. When we talk about trust on the trust board here, trust goes two ways, right? So right now we trust each other. And if something raised trust, I want you to think of this as like a boomerang, right? So it moves up and then it comes back here. And what that means is that we distribute one uptick on our die for our character. If it goes down, when it goes to that dark area, we take this thing that we had and we flip it over to its dark side, and then that takes over. And the dark side ability for leader is leader. I still take up a die, but notice the difference. Rest required each turn. Another so this will go on the rest track, and it says another explorer loses time and takes up a die. So remember it was here on investigate, but when we went to negative trust, it automatically flips and flips on and goes on the rest side, removing that ability from investigate. So it's a nice mechanic to be able to say, hey, you might be like, oh, this is more efficient, this is really cool, this will work. But if you lose trust, it flips over and it completely shifts your plans, because like this one here is for recover, which would go here. But trust goes bad, so it flips and it automatically moves over to support. So you lose that ability on recover that you had, but you have a different ability on support. It's not bad. It's just, if you had plans where you're like, oh yeah, this is a great combo and mix, as soon as trust hits, it shifts that stuff off and you have to figure it out again on how to make that work. So it makes you think on what you want to go for. The other character, yeah, it's a very cool mechanic. The other character that I have, which has the same board, but his is caretaker. So his goes on rest, and it says it doesn't lose, like the die doesn't tick up or down at all, except it says rest required each turn. A local explorer, which means someone who's on the same tile as me, will lose a time and tick up 2 on their die. So I keep saying this word tick up, and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Okay, this game has dice that you don't roll. You don't roll it. You don't do it at all. There are 3 dice. There are the awareness die, which is blue, the energy die, which is orange, and the wonder die, which is green. And they're dice, but you don't roll them because they just have the symbols on the side just to kind of let you know what they are. So on a standard game, you start off with two on here, but it goes 1, 2, 3, and let me put that. I won't use the green. I'll have to use the orange for it to show up on here. So it does 1, 2, 3, and anytime you have to use it past that, you will have to burn time. Remember, time is not your friend. Okay, so what you can find abilities that lets you tick it up to 3, or if you use something that makes it tick down, it ticks down by 1, right? So you start off with 2 for everybody, which it goes. Cool? Y'all with me so far? If there's questions, let me know. I can answer them. Okay, opportunities. How we start this thing off with is we shuffle up these opportunities, and you said shuffle for shenanigans, so I'm shuffling them up. And because I have to lay out my board like this so you can see as much as you can, there's going to be going with this. So let's shuffle these up, and then we're going to make 2 piles of even number cards. So we just split these up, and we just put them in 2 piles. So this pile will be for that, if I want to do that, and this pile will be for that. It doesn't matter. There's not something that's going to say, hey, place the blue one. You get to pick, but once that's out, you can't pick another one until you solve that opportunity, or you what do they call it, forfeit the opportunity, saying you don't want to solve it and get rid of it. Then you discard that one, put the blue back there, and then the next time you do an opportunity, you can search for it. Cool? Okay. This piece here are planet-specific things that come with your planet boxes. They will go back in your planet box, but they're there that work with it, okay? Once you have finished an insight, like I was saying before, I'm going to switch over here. Once you've got an insight to the top and you've come around, meaning that you gained a comprehension, you get to pull a breakthrough card from that insight that you did. So since I'm doing green, I would pull a chemistry breakthrough card. And these are very helpful things that you have. So you want to shuffle these up, and I'm going to shuffle all of them up. Hers is chemistry, his is robotics. Robotics help Luna, and we will talk about Luna. Hey, hey, Baron, how's it going? Yeah, no problem. How's it going? How's it going? So I'm gonna shuffle these up as we go. This is a really great puzzle. It really is. So we'll shuffle these up. And then basically once we solve an opportunity, we gain a scientific anomaly. So this is something that we gain for solving opportunities, and these are also beneficial. I don't think I've run into anything negative from these cards at all so far, but I've only played Canje. And I'll talk about the tasks in a second because you saw that when that came through. Okay, shuffle those up. Now let's talk about distress. Many things in the game can cause you distress, and each planet deals with distress differently. Distress is a terrible thing. Once you gain a distress, you lose an ability. Because what happens is you'll flip your distress and you have to place it on one of these abilities, therefore losing its. So let's say I gain this distress and I put it on recover. I can no longer recover until I get rid of that distress. So I've lost one of the 6 things I can do. The only one that you can't cover is rest. That's the only one you can't cover, but everything else can get covered. Once you run out of distress, time increases. If the scenario, which we'll read in a second, will let you know how you deal with distress. Okay? So you shuffle up the distress, and here comes the replayability, right? You shuffle up the distress, and you draw 3 per player. So since I have 2 players, I'm going to draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the rest go back to the planet box. This distress is specific to the planet. Okay? So there we go. These are planetary effects. So this is called, for Winora, it's called hallucination. These are interesting things that happen to you when they proc. So if you have to draw a hallucination card, 9 times out of 10 it's not going to be a good thing, so you want to avoid it. I had an hallucination, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. So you have to shake it up. So you're wondering, well, if you get distress and it blocks up stuff, how do you get rid of distress? There are multiple ways. One is use the support action, where another player can support you to remove that distress, but they're spending a die to do it, right? Another is you have an ability from one of your breakthroughs that lets you do it. Another is you find a scientific anomaly that can let you do it. Or there might be something on the board that helps you get rid of it. There's multiple ways to get rid of distress, but that does not mean that it's easy to get rid of. Okay? Cool. So, let's see. We talked about the board. Now, these dice, remember, there's 3, which means that you have 3 main actions. One of them has to be to rest. So if that's the case, you have 2 main actions, but you have free actions, you have 1 free movement, and then you've got Luna. I have not painted these minis yet, but hopefully when I play Winora Task B on Sunday, they will be painted. So fear not, fear not. So Luna is wonderful. Here is Luna, lovely, lovely Luna. So Luna is your robot friend who loves you and adores you to death and wants to be your friend and wants to help out as best as she can. So Luna each player controls Luna once, and Luna can do 2 things. Luna can move for free, and she can scan. And what scanning does brings in the dice that you do roll. Hey Nova Girl, I'm just explaining it. Pull up a chair. So I will paint the minis, I promise. Because this game's amazing. So what basically this is for unearthed materials, the green die, and the blue die is for data. So she can scan her environment to determine how much data is there, how much materials are there, and she can pick them up, or you can pick them up using one of your dice to do one of the other. Okay, We'll get into that. Don't worry about it. You're like, I don't understand what the hell you're talking about. We'll get there. Okay. Luna also has a really cool ability that is planet specific. This one here is soothing robotic voice. An explorer on Luna's node can discard a distress, but it costs you 2 pips on your die to do it, to get rid of that distress. But you have to be on Luna's node. So in all, you get a free movement, and you get 2 actions plus the rest. 4. Plus any free actions you have. Luna she has a free movement, and then she has something that she can do on there. Okay? So we've gotten through all that stuff. Wondrous. Every planet comes in this amazing box that is so super tiny and awesome and actually fits in the main box. So Wondrous says challenge rating 1. That does not mean that the challenge rating is easy. 1 does not mean easy. It just means out of all the other planets, this one is a 1 out of 4. Okay? That does not mean it's easy. And this planet comes in a super small box where everything is contained right here. Everything that you need is here. It is so fast to get to the table and break down. Okay? What it also comes with, it comes with specific things about the planet. Some intro to talk about. An introduction on what you need to, the quick setup on how to set up your specific planet, and any type of planet primers that talk about what happens on the planet specifically to you. That goes with this, and then some advice on the back if you need. Okay? So, let's deal with the environment. The environment itself determines how it's laid out. I laid it out like this because our story, this is our task, and our task is... Ooh, I grabbed all of them. I should have just grabbed the blue. There are 3 tasks on here. There's task A, task B, and task C. So each one of them are supposed to be played independent of each other. Okay? So if you're like, oh, is this a campaign where I go through everything? No. Play task A, you're done. You're done. Wipe the board. Play task B, you're done. Wipe the board. And every planet has 3 tasks that are completely independent of each other. So think of it that way. That if you're like, oh, this is a massive campaign, I don't have time for that. It is not. There are many sessions within each planet for you to do what you need to do. Okay? So each session has, if you want to call it a mini campaign, you can, I don't know. But each session has 2-sided things of explaining what you need to do as you step through. And everyone ends up with get back on your ship. Everyone. So we're going to talk about what our first task A is on the planet of Wondrous. Remember, this is not a massive... You can make it a campaign if you want, but you have to reset every single time. But it's not. It's independent stories that go on. So think of it as task A, we went to this side of the planet. Task B, we went to this side of the planet instead. And task C, we went to this side of the planet instead. So you don't have to be like, okay, well, we're doing all these things on what the heck's going on. All we're doing is trying to figure out how to survive. We're lost in space. Funny that I said that when someone just says, like, lost in space. Okay. Alright, so let's shuffle these up. Well, let me condense these, and then we'll read the story and get into what we're supposed to do. So I condensed these environment cards. I'm going to shuffle them for shenanigans, and we're going to get on to it. So, early onset hangriness. The trauma of the wormhole... Oh, wait. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm here. When we left Earth, so this Wondrous is called the Icky Sticky Beautiful. That's Wondrous. When we left Earth in search of bizarre, wondrous new worlds, this is exactly what we imagined. The circumstances are a bit more catastrophically on the verge of death than anticipated, but awe in the face of uncertainty is the essence of exploration. Strange gargantuan fungal formations tower above us, swarming with alien creatures and dripping with bright liquids. Surfaces are covered in a mysterious powdery substance. The air is thick, almost gelatinous, and there's an uncomfortable abundance of toxic-looking tendrils and suction cups. It couldn't be more alien. It took almost an hour for low-orbit scanning just to find a place to land, so dense is the fungal vegetation. With a world like this, it's impossible to imagine we wouldn't find the things we need to survive. Whether those things kill us is another question entirely. Alright, let's go touch some stuff. And that's what they do say on there. So basically, that is the intro to Winora, the planet. And then each task has its own story of what we chose to do on that planet. So there's an introduction on Welcome to Winora, what we need to do, handy helper language. So it's the first planet, so it's telling you to get in there. Then there's the quick setup to tell you how to do it, and then planet primers, which we'll get to in a second. So we landed on task A on Winora, and it says, early onset hangriness. The trauma of the wormhole event might be getting to us. The loss of most of the crew, critically damage to critical systems, and the really real reality that we're unlikely to ever see any of our beloved ones again. It's the little things that add up. So we're shaken. Our energy is low and no one has really been eating, which in some ways has worked out to our advantage as our food stores are lacking. We're not saying we recommend catastrophic banishment beyond the edge of existence as a diet plan, but we're not recommending it either. It's working for us so far, but soon the food thing is going to become a problem. Fortuitously, the long-range scanners uncovered this fungal jungle planet, absolutely seething with bizarre organisms, and, as scientists, if there's one thing we know about organisms, is that they're often tasty. Much terribleness has transpired, but none of that can be undone. We still, through luck, fate, or providence, have this ship and each other, and that's going to have to be enough. It will be enough. And if it's not, we have Luna, so we're set. Let's go get some grub. So that's the intro that happens, and what you do is you're supposed to flip it like a storybook onto this side, which deals with setting things up. And it says, configure the environment nodes with the scarab on this side, and one of the two swampy quagmires on this side. Because there's tons of green on it, I'm going to have to hold it up to this screen for you to get a beautiful, beautiful view of this fantastic art. Look at that art. It's gorgeous. Okay? So I put one here. They're both the exact same. So don't think that they're not. They're both the exact same. So I just put one there. Then what we do is we take the rest of this and we shuffle these up. Remember, shuffle for shenanigans, right? If I lose, it's because I played the game like I'm supposed to, not because I set the game up to be easily winnable. Alrighty, so we'll shuffle these up, and there are sleeves for these that Orange Nebula sells. If you're like, I don't want to mess up these beautiful cards, I want to sleeve them. Mine are on the way. I have not received them yet, so sad fate. Alrighty. Alright, so we shuffle them up, and then we laid them out in a 4x3 grid, which is what you saw before. And you can lay them however you want. Don't matter. Whatever makes you feel good inside. So I'm just going to kind of randomize them, right? So you saw me shuffle. Now I'm randomizing them. And this is the environment that we're walking into. For people with OCD, I'm sorry, I'm not going to keep it all straight. I think there's going to be a Kickstarter coming soon that's going to include more planets for us to get, and hopefully there will be a neoprene mat. Hopefully. But there we go. Alright, cool. So we've got our planet set up, which is what this thing was calling for. Be sure to review the Winora travel log. Don't forget about spore clouds. So, our task, it's a fungal out there. There's a lot of these puns in them. First impressions, sticky. Follow-up impressions, about the same. We need to deploy our mobile science structures if there's to be any hope of us doing anything at all efficiently down here. So our task is to find an area and construct our lab, which is here, our research hut. Sorry, this is a research hut, this is the lab, and that is the workshop. So we have to be able to construct them. When all three science structures have been built, we can advance to the next part of the story. Okay, that's where we land. So that's our main goal right now. That is, all right, so we're ready to go. We have our characters, we have these, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab, so you see who's gone and who hasn't gone, is I'm gonna grab my lovely gaming tokens. That is going to determine when they have played and when they haven't. So I keep track of things and not cheat. Okay. Haha, let's get into this. All right. So first off, we've got, remember, both of them control Luna. I'm going to have our leader go first, and you can name her. If you name her, I will call her that, but don't make it silly. So she's going to go first. She's our green character. And the first thing she's going to do, she's going to have Luna do a move. So Luna can move. She'll have Luna move to this. And when Luna moves there, you flip this over. And we have found... Oh, that does not look good. And I want you to see this beautiful, beautiful art. The Mygogastria Ball Pit. When entering, if you possess if you possess the rare polymers trait, you gain two power. You charge 2 power and you gain it. All right, so let's talk about this card for a second. And I probably should still hold it up so you can see. So you see the edges? When you come in, that's the enter cost. When you leave, that's the exit cost. So that infinite symbol that you see, that's time. So you take up time if you come in from the left or right, and you gain 1 insight if you move north, and nothing if you move south. It's pretty straightforward. But with Luna, Luna doesn't suffer from any of that. So none of these things trigger on Luna. So Luna made her first movement here, which lands there. What Luna can also do is Luna can scan. So I want Luna can't discover an opportunity, but she sure nothing can scan. So Luna is going to scan this area. What you do at that point is you say what she's going to scan for. You get to choose. She can scan for materials, or she can scan for data. I'm going to scan for... I'm going to scan for materials. So that's where, this is the die rolling. So you just roll the die, and I rolled, this symbol here is, and you probably might be able to see it see-through, you see the 2 on there. So that means there's 2 material there. So you grab 2 of these lovely, lovely crystals and place them here. That's it for Luna. It's still green's turn to go. So green has 1 free movement. So green is going to move in, which costs her 1 time. So we tick the time down. Already not going in a good place. Also, a lovely thing pops up called the toxic spore clouds. Toxic spore clouds cover the surface of the planet. Your movement will agitate them, stirring up a nasty fungal cloud. When an explorer leaves a node, add a spore cloud, and a node is one of these tiles. Add a spore cloud black cube to that's left. When an explorer starts their turn, if there's a spore cloud on their node, they gain a distress. If they gain 2 distresses, they gain a hallucination. Okay, so that was my free movement. Free movement. Free invisible dice. I know, right? But that was my free movement to do it. Now I have my 3 actions where one of them has to be a rest. Once again, puzzle game. Very puzzle game. So if I want to, I can get both of I can gather these materials by me spending 1 time on there. If I spend a wonder die, I will gain 2 instead. I can also move if I want, which is traversing. I can traverse if I want. But instead, what I'm going to do is, 1, I'm going to investigate, ticking this 2 down to a 1, putting it here. And because I use the wonder die, I gain 1 insight, which ticks this up on the insight board. Simple enough. But I also can pursue an opportunity on my node. Well, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to grab this blue one, place it here on the node. These investigation things say that this node has been investigated, so I'm going to put 1 on there, and then I'm going to grab the first. And of course it's green and it's going to be see-through for you. But whatever. So it says, a scampering in the skittish pentapod. A scampering in the undergrowth draws your attention to a wildly cautious five-legged creature. The frailty of its build is impossible within known science. The slightest move to approach results in creature's immediate and frantic retreat. Well, here's what happens. Immediately, each local explorer without fungal host places themselves on an adjacent node. So immediately, if I don't have the fungal host trait, which I don't because I just started, I have to place myself on an adjacent node, which means I get pushed away, right? So I can go, and you can only move orthogonally. You can't move diagonal. So up, down, left, right, orthogonal. So I can either go here, 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 or back there. So I don't want to go back to the Scarab because as soon as I move, guess what's dropping in there? Spore. So I'm going to YOLO it, which is probably the worst idea, and go here. So when I go there, we flip this, and we have more beautiful, beautiful art. So the Anthozoic Forest. So when we go into that area, oh, this was such a stupid idea. When we go into that area, we have to enter spending a time and gaining an insight. And if we put a die here, we can get a free respite, which means we get to take up a die by 1. So we go here, and because we went here and got shoved into this area, I have to spend 1 for moving out of this 1 time for moving in, and I gain an insight. So time automatically shifts 2, and I gain 1 insight. Yay. This opportunity still exists on this node, so therefore, that's where it shall be. And we grab the skittish pentapod and put it on here. I'll put this up here to let you know that's where it is. Okay. So anyone who wants to solve that must spend 3 pips on their die to solve that. And if they solve it, they get to draw a scientific anomaly and they gain 2 insights. So that was bad. That was bad. That was bad. What to do? And I have to rest, which is going to make time tick up again, but I'm trying to think of what to do. Luna's the only one who can scan for stuff. She can't move anymore. I can charge anywhere, which means if I spend 1 of these, I'll charge and gain some power that I can use later. And I think that's probably what I'm going to do to start. So I'm going to tick this down to 1, put it up here, which means I charge. I gain 1 for charging, but because I use the energy die, I gain 2 instead. So I have 2 charges out of 6 that are there. Finally, what I have to do is I have to rest. So rest lets you tick up this 2 to a 3, and I rest, which will increase time by 1. Yay. I'm done. So how you're finished, you recover all your dice at their current state pips and put them there. And you're done. Next up is Blue's turn. So you see, doesn't your investigate action increase your focus? I already increased my focus for my investigate action, Matt. I already did that as soon as I did it. That's why I'm up to I moved up 2. So I moved up 1 for this and 1 for my investigate, which means the 2 pips that I'm up on. So when I first did my investigate, I moved up 1, and when I moved there, I moved up the second one. So yes, that is correct. Just to restate, that's what Matt was saying, which I already did do that. Okay, so it's Blue's turn. Blue. Well, Blue gets to control Luna as well. Not insight your die. Oh, yes, you're right. Sorry, I missed the tick up. Yep, you're right. This should have been a 3, not a 2. Thank you. What he's saying is on this, what I missed was, you see that arrow pointing up? It would have ticked it up instead of down, and I ticked it down instead of up. So good catch. So good catch. All right, and also don't forget that when I moved out from this space, a spore die got dropped. Ah, and Adam just saw it too. So, and Adam just saw it as well. So, a spore gets dropped on there. So, beginning of our turn, Luna doesn't suffer from distress because she's a machine. So, I get to control Luna again. Well, we already know what's over here, but we need to find places to build our stuff. So, I'm going to have Luna move here. And when Luna moves here, this flips over, and we have this beautiful card that I can't put on the Zoom cam because it's great. The Spongy Trumpet Swamp. If you possess the fungal host, you may tick up a die for 3 to soak up energy. And when you enter, it doesn't cost anything. And when you leave, it doesn't cost time either. Actually, that's a pretty good location to be. I should have gone down. So that's Luna. And we're going to have Luna, this time, we're going to have her do data. 1. So 1 data gets placed here. So the spore cloud's already there, and Luna's done her thing. We still haven't found the place to build yet. Probably the furthest from me as possible. Okay, so it is Blue's turn. Well, Blue has not started on a space that has a spore, so we're good. So I'm going to move here, and it doesn't say when you move into a space, it's when you start, which loses a time. That's my free movement. Then I am going to actually traverse, ticking this down by 1, gaining an insight, and moving here, which doesn't cost anything to move. The Spongy Swamp is just right there. Woohoo! But we don't have fungal host, so there's nothing really for me to do there. However, I am going to tick... Let me tick this down 1, gain an insight, to pursue an opportunity here. So we're going to pursue this opportunity over here. Please don't make me move. Please don't make me move. Please don't make me move. Oh, sweet. This is actually a really good one. Okay, this is a good one. Temporal Spore Cloud. A spore cloud envelops you, and your mind is pulled in thousands of directions at once. You're everywhere and nowhere, popping from one environment to another before returning to your body and collapsing to the ground where you lay dazed. Coming to, you believe you could re-enter the cloud and grab something with potential. Immediately, the active explorer pips up twice, and you get to choose which one you want to pip up. So I'm going to pip up both of these back. Hey, so we're good. We're good. We're going to pip both of those up. Then it says the nosedive into the spore cloud, spending 1 die, which will give you the Mysogastria ball, as you can see here. So 1 die pip down. I'm about to. 1 die pip down, and I will get 2 insight for it. So that will be this one. And oh yeah, I'm going to be solving that one immediately. So let's grab Miso Ball that's here and put it on there. We've got one more thing we could do. Oh wait, we have to rest. So rest goes here. It doesn't pip up because of their ability. And it says, required each turn, a local explorer, which could be me, loses a time and pips up 2. So we So we've run out of time. It goes and it cycles back, and everyone loses 1 endurance. And we continue. Pip. Yes, I'm saying pip. P-I-P, pip. So we have to rest, which I would love to do that, and I will be doing it my next turn. But that's where we have to go. So we recover our dice. Oh, and I pip up 2. So I will, a local explorer, which includes me, can pip up 2. So I'm going to pip you to 3. And yeah, you to 3. And we're good. Pip my ride. Okay, so that would end my turn. You know you end your turn by recovering your dice. So in a better place than this one, you know, so far so good. Okay. That's the end of the first round. You just saw first round of play. Now we're back to the next round. on what we're going to do next. There's not a thing where, okay, you go, the game goes. You are discovering the world. So by you discovering this world, you have to figure out what's going on, find food, get out. Remember, we've got when endurance hits bottom, we lose. So our worst enemy is ourselves and time. Okay, so green. green, green, green. Green, you're going to have Luna go first, as it's your turn. And Luna is going to move over here to reveal. And I said this art is just stinking beautiful. Electromagnetic polypore maze. When entering, if you possess rare polymers, gain 2 energy. And it doesn't cost anything to enter from the top or the side, which is fantastic, but it's going to cost to go this way. So Luna's here. Luna's going to scan for more raw materials. She found 2. She grabbed 2, place them there. Okay, my turn. Huh. Ha 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 ha. All right, we can't do any more opportunities because we've got 2 out, right? And as soon as I move from there, spore cloud's coming down, so you don't want to box yourself in. So I'm actually going to move here, which will drop a spore cloud here. So let me do that so you can see that happening. Do you drop a spore cloud again? Not when Luna moves, I don't drop a spore cloud. When I move, when my characters move, they drop a spore cloud, and you only drop a spore cloud when you move out of a node, not when you start or you enter a node, when you move out of one. Does that make sense? So just to make sure that makes sense, spore clouds only drop when you exit a node. Okay, cool. All right, so I put down the spore cloud right there for us to start it off, and we move into this area. Okay, there's no opportunities that I can investigate. I could traverse if I want to, but I don't want to. So instead, I'm going to collect that by spending this, ticking it down to get both of them. And when I get both of them, they go into that area. That area up there is open to everyone. I don't have to be next to somebody. One person doesn't collect all of it. It is a communal pool that any can use anywhere they want. Okay, I could do that. Another explorer gains 1 insight. Or I could traverse. Traverse could be bad. Could be really, really bad. Traverse could be really bad. But you know what? This is why we're here, right? I would gain an insight if I use that. And you can use any die anywhere, but those are just the things that you get if you use them. Thank you, I got confused. Yeah, no worry. Let me know if I'm causing any confusion. Okay. Stupid. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is not smart. This is not smart. This is not smart at all. Okay, so I'm going to traverse. God, this is dumb. Using my last pip. So from now on, if I use this traverse without, if I use this die again, then I have to spend the time, but not now. I just use my last pip to traverse to go over here, which is going to cost 1 time because of what's there. Which will reveal, oh, thank the maker. Which will reveal the Field of Hover Blossoms. It's a build site. You see that central cloudy white thing? That's a build site. So it's a build site that I found. When I come in here, I have to spend another time and I gain 1 insight. So another time, I gain an insight, and remember, I gain an insight for traversing, so I'm at the top. I just need 1 more to take over to gain a comprehension. Okay. And then I rest, which I'm already ticked up to max. I can't go higher than that, which will use a time. So you see how you have to play your dice so you're not wasting turns? I was just inefficient just now if you saw that. I could have traversed, not gained the insight, using the blue die to tick down to 2, so I could tick that 1 up to 3 and rest. That was not a the best move I could have made, but I'm just playing the game so you can see like the different ways that you can try to accomplish stuff. I don't have to always use this to traverse. I can use any die, but when I use that specific die, I gain an insight. So just like investigating, when I use the green die, the wonder die, I gain an insight. I could use the blue die on an investigate. I just wouldn't gain the insight for doing it. So it's a puzzle. And that's the thing I really love about this game is that there's not a set way to do things, but there's efficiency. Just now I was not efficient, but there is efficiency to solving this problem, and you need to figure it out. And that's what I really love about it. Okay, so that ends your turn. And oh, I forgot to do the spore. And the spore goes there. So this, I put down a spore here now that I moved out of that area. So I've got 3 spores out. Okay, so let's see. Blue's turn. First, Luna's gonna go. Luna's gonna move over here. And then Luna is going to scan. We're gonna scan for materials again. Sure. Data. Data. Let's do data. We don't have enough data. One data point. That's here. Okay. All right. So now it is Blue's turn. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to solve this nosedive into the cloud problem. And I'm going to use my blue die to take it from a 3 to a 2, putting it here, to solve that issue. Then, so once I solve that issue, this gets resolved. I get 2 insight, 1, 2, and because I solved this, I get to draw a scientific anomaly. And I get the keyword powdery. And let's see, to use this, I need to have any, and I'll talk about this in a second. I need to have a robotics comprehension. And basically, I can use this one-time burn card to discard it. All explorers within 1 node discard 1 distress. And that's what that symbol means. So I take this, and I have the keyword powdery right now. I take the lovely symbol, put it here, and I put it next to my board. I'll put it here so you can see it. So that belongs to me now, right? So I solved it. I got my 2, and at the end of the turn, when I recover my die, this card will be removed from play. Okay? So it's just there right now so I can recover my die. But I've solved this, and I forgot to put one of these saying that I've already discovered it. But I've solved this, so it goes back on here. Not hard, right? Okay, now I get to do my free movement. Oh yes, you don't have to move first. You can move whenever you want. So I've got powdery, but this thing's asking for rare polymers, which I don't have yet, and this thing asks for fungal, which I don't have yet. So I get my free movement, which I'm going to move here, which gives me 1 other insight and no time to spend. So my insight moves up, and look at that. I gain a comprehension. Because it was blue, I grab the blue comprehension and I put it here, and then I swing this around and put it there. And because it was blue, I get a robotic breakthrough. Now I get to determine, do I want to go for another robotic breakthrough or do I want to switch? I'm going to switch to engineering, the red, and put it there as the new one. But my robotic breakthrough says that if I spend 1 data, I can deploy mechanized puff. Remove a spore cloud from Luna's node. And that is limit once per turn. This is a free action that I just got, okay? And I can use this at any time. I can even interrupt a ability that's about to happen to do it. So this is another cool mechanic where it's not, okay, I pull the card, something bad is about to happen. I have to resolve what that is before I can use my ability. No, I can say, okay, I'm about to start a node that's about to happen. Luna's on the same node as me, and there is a spore cloud that's there. I forgot to put my spore cloud right here, sorry. There's a spore cloud that's there. Then I can say, before the start of the turn, I'm going to trigger my free action. I'm going to spend that blue data that I've got accumulated, get rid of that spore cloud, and then the start of the turn effect can happen. So you can play, like I said, you can manipulate this game with your free actions can happen any way that you want it to happen. So you also got that. You also got that. I want to put it in a place where I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Okay. So you can manipulate it that way. So that, like I said, this game is amazing. It's not fighting you. It's letting you fight yourself as you try to solve a problem. Okay, so I moved over there. I gained that insight to be able to get that comprehension. I'm good. I'm going to tick down to traverse to move again because I don't want to start there, and I move here. There's already a spore cloud there. You don't do multiple spore clouds. If there's already one there, it stays there, and that's it. Canje, would you please remind me what happens with the spore cloud, or how do they work? Yep. So let's pull that up. Let's run through it. So Adam asks, Canje, would you please remind me of what happens with the spore cloud, or how do they work? No problem. When you leave a node that is not your ship, that is not your ship, but when you leave a node, you drop a spore cloud down. When you start your turn on a node, if you start your turn on a node that has a spore cloud, you suffer 1 distress. Distress blocks abilities. Okay, so it's basically, you get this distress, it does something to you, and then you got to put it on one of these places, or it tells you where to put it, which blocks stuff up. If you get 2 distresses, you gain a hallucination card. So once you gain the hallucination card, you are basically suffering from those hallucinations caused by the spores that you ingested thematically. And there is a way to get rid of hallucination. It'll say so on the card. There is a way to get rid of distress, which is supporting, or one of the many abilities, like you saw the vacuum up fine particles anomaly that I just found, where I can discard that card at any time to get to remove a distress from all explorers within 1 node of me. All explorers, including myself. So does that make sense? So when you move, so let's run through it. When I start here, there's not a spore cloud. I'm good. I'm fine. I could do whatever I want. I could stay on that node. I could play Parcheesi. I could do whatever I want on that node, no problem. As soon as I leave that node and I move over here, boom, it comes down like a hammer. I leave a spore cloud behind. Yeah, no problem, no problem. I forgot to do something with time, didn't I? So I did my free movement, which didn't cost anything but an insight, and then I just traversed, which is going to cost 2 time, and I gain 1 insight in engineering. Okay. Now, this is the interesting part. I can build something here. And I'm going to. I can build something here, but what do I need to build? Well, what can I build here? I can build the research hut, the lab, or the workshop. Okay, now let me grab one to show you because all of them say the same thing on it. Let me put this under here for you to see. So if I build the research hut, I either have to spend 1 time, you see where my timer is on the track? Or if I have 1 blue comprehension, I could just spend the die, any die, to build it. Well, what comprehension do I have? I got a blue comprehension. So instead of wasting time, I could do the comprehension instead. So I'm going to build this here as my last turn, using my green die, ticking it down to 1, to build that research unit there because I have a blue comprehension. What's cool? Here's another cool thing about the game. Let's say I'm green and it's green's turn and green moves over here and green wants to build that lab. Well, you'll say, well, green can't because green doesn't have a blue comprehension. Untrue. Any explorer that has a blue comprehension works. Everything is shared in this game. Everything except the dice. So everything except the dice and the ability, right? So because blue has a blue comprehension and green wants to build, green will say, I'm going to use blue's comprehension, blue's blue comprehension to build that research hut without spending any time. It's great. I love this game. Anyway, I take down 1 and I'm going to build the research unit. Oh, I can't. Dang it. I can't. I almost made a goof. What is the one last thing you have to do every round? You gotta rest. So I put the 2 here. I lose a time, which loses an endurance. And then I get the tick up 2, so I'll have to build it next round. And you'll see me actually use the green do it just now. So we're gonna tick up 2. I'm gonna tick up a local explorer can do it, so I'm gonna tick up this to 1. And let's do it again. No, let's tick E. I gotta recover my dice. And then we'll tick you up to 3. You up to 3. Yes, that is correct. And let me... It's only shared as long as they're in the same spot. Yes, correct. So, Adam asks, so you use the comprehension, not lose it. Correct. Once you just have it. You'd never lose your comprehensions. And D20 asks, it's only shared as long as they're in the same spot on the map, right? Let me verify that. I don't believe that's true. I think as long as they have it, you can use it. I don't think they have to be in the same map space. Because just like you can use materials wherever you are, I don't think it matters. But let me verify that. Here we go. Elements of bonuses for some actions might be performed at specific locations or locations where the specific structure has been built. This is typically shown by an arrow pointing to where it is. Cool. Let's talk about comprehension. That's traits, insights, comprehension. As you explore the planet, insights and other effects will eventually lead to comprehension, enabling you to perform advanced actions and become more efficient. An explorer's comprehension is shared by all explorers on their node. Yep, so you have to be on the same node. With your crewmate close by to fill in the knowledge gap, you can perform actions that require comprehension even if you don't possess it yourself. So it is on your node. So yes. So yes, to go back to that question, it's only shared as long as they're in the same node as you. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Okay. Cool. We're already halfway down and almost dead, and we haven't even built these 3 yet. Alright. Okay. Let's get our first stuff built, shall we? So we're on the same node. I'm going to tick down blue to build this research hut here on green. So green will do it using blue since they're on the same node. Which is fine. I don't flip that over until my turn is over, sadly. So I can't use it immediately. Luna is going to move. So Luna is going to move here. Which is the necrotrophic floating jellies. So it's going to cost a time and gain an insight, but I could spend 2 pips down to remove all the stress from a character on this node. So Luna's going to move there, doesn't have to suffer it, and she's going to scan for, we're going to go for materials again. So there's 1. We found 1 there. Okay. All right, so I did that. We can pursue another opportunity. I forgot to get rid of this. We can pursue another opportunity. Let's do that. Let's pursue another opportunity. I'm going to take this up to 3 for putting it on there. I will gain my 1 insight. That will give me a chemistry comprehension. And I'll put this on blue, going back. So I got a chemistry comprehension, which means I gain a chemistry breakthrough, which says, and this one I do have to hold up here because it's all green, ingest pearlescent slurry. An explorer currently within 1 node may Ignore time symbols on node edges for the remainder of this turn. Amazing, isn't it? Isn't it amazing? So once per turn, I can make any explorer on this node ignore time. I love that card. What do we got? We got another question that says, Canje, does the spore cloud drop if one of your characters leaves the space, or do both of them have to leave before it drops? One. So as soon as one character leaves that space, a spore cloud drops. It's just happening. It's a thing. It's what's happening now. Okay, so an explorer within one node may ignore time symbols by spending one material to do that. So basically, I could spend one material. So does that answer that question? Yes, as with one character moves, it drops. Okay, so yeah, you're about to see a distress happen. You are about to see a distress happen. So I'm going to, I got one more thing to do, which is going to be to rest, which I have to do. But before I do that, I am going to use the ingest pearlescent slurry to spend one of the unearthed materials to give blue the ability to move ignoring time. That changes everything. Yeah. So to ignore time. So okay, so blue has this ingested pearlescent slurry on. They can move without dealing with time. It's great. However, I still need to deal with it, so I tick this up by 1, and we move time 1. I recover my dice and flip this over to reveal the research hut. And the research hut's ability is apply data anywhere. So basically, anywhere that I get data, I can spend 1 data to gain an insight. Anywhere on the map, not just on this research hut. So basically, I could be over here, and I say I'm going to use a data that I picked up to gain an insight. I get to do that because the research hut says I can. It's not on this, it's just I placed it there. So I've got to find the other 2, and I'm not doing great. Okay, so that ends your turn. Cool. Where the heck are the other bill sites? So I'm going to make Luna go. And Luna... Now, I'm going to do something that you're going to be like, what the hell are you doing? But I want you to understand why I'm going to do it. I'm going to move Luna back here. And then I'm going to use one of my dice, because the only way you can pick up data cubes is if Luna's on your node and Luna has to pick it up. So I'm going to use... What can I use? I'm going to use this 3, take it down to 2, put it here for Luna to give me that. Yes. So remember, you can only get data. Luna's the only one that can help you pick up data. Anyone can pick up materials, and anyone can charge power. Okie dokie. So I've got that. Sweet. Thank you, Luna. You're a fantastic person. I love you. Then I am going to... Because I have these pearlescent slurry on, I'm going to move up. So I'm going to traverse, ticking this down from 2 to 1, to traverse up this way. I ignore the time hit because I ingest the pearlescent slurry, but I do tick up. I do get the insight. Isn't it great? Yeah. So I traverse. Oh, I did my free movement. Sorry, I didn't traverse. I used my free movement to move up, ignoring that problem. Okay, this could be bad. This could be really, really bad. When I move, a spore drops. It's like, oh no, you don't want to drop a spore there, but wait! The reason why I did that madness was that I could spend this to use my deploy mechanical puff. Remove a spore cloud from Luna's node. So I spend this data to get rid of that spore cloud. Once per turn, so you just kind of tap it to the side to say that this stuff's been used. I can still move with, remember, it says the entire turn to move without dealing with time. So now I'm going to traverse, and I would have gained that insight now, to move over here. And we found another build node. All right. So viscous egg pools. And it's another build site. So I move out of here, dropping a spore cloud here, and I land here gaining another insight. Okay. Then I've got one thing left to do. Well, you know what that is. I have to rest, which will be a 2. Gain 1 time, and I get to tick 2 dice up. So I'm going to tick up you and blue. And recover those dice. And I'm done. Snail Egg Grove. Yeah, it's pretty gross. Okay, and then we're on to the next round. So I did a little bit of efficiency there that if you saw, but like I said, you can do anything you want. You can go opportunity hungry to get a bunch of opportunities and a bunch of anomalies that you can find that you can do free actions like crazy off of them. Once you get, and these tick back, so I can use these again once per round. So only anomalies are a one-time burn thing. When you get breakthroughs, they are free actions once per turn. Ah, God, I love this game. Okay, so it's green's turn. Well, I got rid of that spore, so I don't have to deal with it. But before, I'm going to let Luna move 1. Flip this over to the third build site. All right. Monolithic spore pillars. So she's going to move here, discover that. And she is going to scan. We're probably going to need a lot of that. Yeah. Huh. Let's go for green. I don't have a lot of blue. Let's go for blue. So I got 2. So I'll need those. So I'm going to get 2 of those that are here. All right, now it's my turn. I get my free movement. I could do the slurry using the last green. So I'm going to do that because I don't want to use any time. So I'm going to use the slurry that says I ignore time as I move. So I'm going to do my free movement over here, ignoring time. And I get 1 for leaving, 1 for entering of insight. Efficiency, man. Efficiency. Then I've got a green comprehension. So I am going to first spend take this down to 2 to build the lab here because I have a green comprehension. Then I'm also going to tick down this to 1 to get those 2 data chips that are there. And I get 1 because I use the blue die, and another which is the one that you get for picking it up. And then the third one, I have to rest, causing 1. And I get all my dice back. And we get to flip the green. So it's the lab, and once again it's green, so it's not going to show up on the screen properly. So it's the lab. So spending a concoct stimulant anywhere. So basically I could spend any green material to raise a die pip up. 2 down. 2 down. 1 to go. Okay, so I don't have red comprehension yet, which is not cool. All right. So, what can I do? Well, you are Finny. You are done. We're gonna go to Blue's turn. Oh, and I forgot to drop the spore. There we go. Spore dropped. We're gonna move Luna. Up one. And we're gonna look for some materials. I found 2. If I spend 1 time, I could build a lab, which I'm probably going to do. It's gonna cost me a time, which sucks. I don't have red comprehension, so I can't really do it. I'm basically 2 away from getting it, so I could use my free movement to move here, gaining 1, and then traverse to move back to gain the other. Which would be kind of cheap, but I'm okay with that. That means I don't have to use time, but my turn is going to be super short. So let's do that. So we're going to move here, leaving gaining 1 for my free movement. And then we're going to spend a traverse, gaining 1 to gain that insight. Come back here to get the grid comprehension. And then I'm going to choose to go, I'll stick with red, but I get a breakthrough. And this one is attempt long-range node scan. So that's an interesting symbol. That symbol means, what does that symbol mean? Roll the blue data die to determine your range. You may swap places with Luna if she's within that range. So that symbol is this blue die. So basically, limit once per turn. If I spend 1 power, I roll this die. If Luna is within 3 spaces of me, I get to swap places with her. I actually like that a lot. I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. And I've got power to use. Okay, so that was my first to do that, to be able to do that. So it was move out, gain 1, traverse, which gave me the other to flip, and then I moved back in, which gave me another. Then my last die, instead of me, now that I have the comprehension that I need, I'm going to spend this to build the workshop. And then finally, 1 goes here. I spend 1 time. I tick up 2, 1, 2. Cover my die. Flip this over, and this is the workshop. Well, look at what the workshop does. Propel Luna from anywhere. So spend 1 power to move Luna. Here's the cool thing about this, because you might be like, okay, well, you could just use that once. No. You can use workshops, research huts, or labs as many times as you have resources to spend. So I have 2 power, which means I can move Luna 2 spaces. If I have 6 power, I can move Luna 6 spaces. So we have built all 3. Mission complete. So when all 3 science structures have been built, advance. Rumble in the fungal! You think I'm making it up? Rumble in the fungal. So a massive embryonic sac. Oh, shoot. Sorry. I was supposed to drop this when you moved out. And here's what, and watch me use that ability in a second. Okay? So that was the end of your turn. So a massive embryonic sac has spawned in a nearby swamp, which you know good for it. Help yourself, sac. Ugh. Except now it's churning out scrawling tentacled creatures. We're not sure we like that. However, Luna determines that the tiny tentacled creatures feed on toxic protozoans within the spore clouds, which is great because those were becoming a problem. Also, the tentacles are very, very sticky, which seems pretty on brand for this place. A fungal embryonic sac. Place the cephalopod nest token on the swampy quagmire node, then stack all 11 tentacles in a grotesque heap. Ugh. So this is going here. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Hey, you want to see the pretty? There you go. There's the pretty for you. It's like pulsating. Pulsating. So it goes here. Then you take all the lovely tentacles and stack them in a grotesque heap. Like, what's a grotesque heap? Like that? Is that grotesque enough? All right, then we advance to 5. So then it says, tiny tentacles feed on spore clouds. We would like there to be less spore clouds. We would like there to be less spore clouds so our suit's filtration systems don't fail. It's a good thing we're scientists and can connect these dots. When an explorer leaves the node adjacent to the cephalopod nest, remember, by any means, a tiny tentacle sticks to them. Place a tiny tentacle in their inventory. When an explorer with a tiny test... Oh my god, I said that live. When an explorer with a tiny tentacle enters a node with a spore cloud, they gain distress as normal. Then the tiny tentacle consumes. Then the tiny tentacle consumes the spore cloud. Replace the spore cloud marker with a tiny tentacle token. Place the remove spore cloud marker on a box on this card, see below. Spore clouds cannot spawn on nodes containing a tiny tentacle. We must deliver tiny tentacles to 4 spore clouds to consume them. When consumed, move the spore cloud marker here. When all 4 boxes are filled, we move on. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I checked the FAQ. I read through this because there's a misprint on this card. Here's the misprint on this card. Our thing says, the beginning of it says, when you leave, and this is one of the things where Adam was saying, Canje just asking, Canje After Dark. So what Adam was asking before was like, okay, explain to me how spores work. And it's a good thing that you asked that question because there's a misprint on this card. Spore clouds spawn when you leave a node that doesn't have a spore cloud on it. Okay? This card says, when an explorer with a tiny tentacle enters a node with a spore cloud, they gain a distress as normal. There's the misprint. It's not that as soon as I move into one now, a spore cloud forms. That's not how it works, and that's Orange Nebula already corrected that. They said continue with what's happening when you leave one forms. It's just, and when you start in a node that has one, you gain a distress. This does not change how they work. Hey, Frederick, what's going on? Was the tentacle in the core set or expansion? It is in the core set of Winora. Everything you need comes in here. There's no the base game. If you just buy the base game, you get Winora and you get, what's the other planet called? Graxus, I think. I think it's Graxus. You get 2 planets. If you buy the expansions, you get 4 more. So everything you need for Winora comes in this. There's no stretch goal or no other thing like that that comes with it. Everything is there. At least you don't have to roll a tiny tentacle test. I'm going to say it's slow because of what just happened. So, hey, Frederick, pull up a chair. All right. I probably lost half my viewers because they're like, ugh, he's being nasty. Okay, so that just kicked off, and when I have 4 of the spore clouds, we advance to the next part of the story. But look where blue is. That's not cool, is it? Not cool at all. So blue is going to activate their ability. Actually, no, he's not. No. We're gonna make this work. Blue will activate the ability if I can't make this work. All right. So it is green's turn, and green does not start in an area with one going on. Green is going to, oh, balls. I can't use the pearlescent slurry. Shoot. So I'm gonna have to gain a time. Let's let Luna move first. Luna is going to, I can move back down, scan this area again for some green, spend the green to get it, use a slurry to move, to do my free movement, and then traverse so I could eat that. So let's, no, I can't shoot. I can't. Because if Luna moves scans, I would use a green die to pick up whatever's there. That's one die used. I then use my free movement. I can't do it there. Shoot. Okay, so I'm going to. Do you understand? The game designer did that just for you to read. I know. All right, so here is once again efficiency, right? So I'm trying to find the best way to get a tiny tentacle to get this spore. But I don't think I can. But I could get that spore. Okay, so let's do this. Luna's going to move here. Luna's going to scan green. I get 2. I'm then going to take this down to 1 to pick up both of them. I'm then going to use the slurry, using one of them, to freely move without dealing with this garbage. So I'm going to move here. And that's my free move. 1 drops, a spore drops here. I'm not gonna say it again. All right, and then I'm going to tick this down to traverse. Oh wait, did I not? I was supposed to gain my insight for there. I didn't gain it. Then I'm going to tick that down to traverse, gaining 1 more to move over here with my tentacle. And it says when an explorer, replace the black spore with the cloud marker with the tiny tentacle token. So I automatically move in here, and it gobbles this guy up, gaining 1. Then I have to rest. Now, watch this move, okay? Then I have to rest, so I'm going to tick this up 1 to move time 1, which ends my turn. I immediately use my deploy mechanized pup. Ah, it's on Luna's node, no! It's on Luna's node is where it happens. Ah, shoot! The deployed mechanized puff says remove the spore cloud from Luna's node. Dang it. So I'm starting my turn here, which means I gain a distress. So you see my first distress. It didn't work the way I thought it would. I should have used Luna's node. I should have used my ability while Luna was here, and I didn't. And that's my fault. Okay, the moment you have 2 or more distresses, draw a hallucination. But check this out. So I'm infected. That means that trust goes down. The moment you have 2 or more distress, draw a hallucination card. And I could skip down a die to move this to another place. So blue is gaining a distress. Trust goes down 1, and as soon as trust goes down, this flips and goes to the rest area. And where's my other die? So now leader has rest, which means required each turn another explorer. You lose a time and you can pick up a pip. And caretaker flips as well to the opposite side, which is caretaker of support, which says I pip down a die. Any other explorer, it could be anywhere, ticks up, removes a distress, and raises trust. So this is going to cover, I'm going to have it cover theorize. So I've lost the theorize ability. It's gone until I could get rid of that distress. Okay. Cool. Thanks, Luna. Thanks. So I am going to shoot. That sucked. I should have done that first. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. Okay. So I'll move Luna. Um I'm actually going to oops. Move Luna here. And I'm going to discover some more green for that slurry. I found 2 more here. Okay. Oh boy. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. I could have used the power to move Luna back and then do it. See, this is the thing about the efficiencies too. I could have also, because Luna was here, that was not a problem. Before my turn ended, I could have used the power to move Luna back to where I could have used that to not gain the distress. Ah, boy. Okay. So that's gonna be cool, and it's my turn. I gain my distress. All right. Well, I'm gonna move. Where the heck am I gonna move? I need to follow a path that doesn't lead to. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna do my free movement to move here, which gives me a tentacle that's coming with me. I could get rid of that distress by ticking down 2. That would be a waste of a turn right now. That would be a waste of a turn right now. I could just traverse to get that one, or come down here and get this. That's what I'm gonna do. No, that'll waste time. Shoot. I don't have the slurry on me. This is the only way I could go that doesn't waste time. So I'm going to traverse, picking that down to 1, picking this up, to drop this, and get the second one. So now it's all about efficiency on time. Okay, so that's 1. I could use caretaker, which would get me back to the happy path. But right now, I really don't need to. I could use respite to take up a die, but once again, I don't need to. And there's nothing on this node for me to get. So I could pursue an opportunity. Please don't make me move. I could pursue an opportunity. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to tick this down to 2 to pursue an opportunity, which gives me 1 insight. I'm getting the next opportunity here. Interdimensional gel. Oh, not too bad. Interdimensional gel. Everything goes eerily silent as an enormous, semi-opaque, gelatinous sphere rolls by. Ugh. Viewing the landscape through the jellied substance, you see things not otherwise present, bizarre and beautiful vegetation visible at the center of the sphere that are not there before or after it rolls on. If your time is just right, immediately I tick up a die, and if I tick down 1, I gain whatever the anomaly is plus 2 insight. So that is there. This has been investigated. And we grab the hover blossom. Okay. And then I have to rest. Time ticks. We're getting on the latter half of endurance, so we gotta figure this out. Okay, so that ends my turn. Yeah, pretty much. The worst anime you could probably find. All right, so I get my dice back, and we start the next round. All right, so Luna gets to move. Luna is going to move back here. We'll untick. I am going to move here. Luna's gonna move there. I'm gonna spend one more power. Actually, she's gonna move there. I'm gonna have her scan. Ooh, she found 3 here. Nice. 3, because of the slurry's fantastic. So she found 3. I'm gonna use her power from the workshop to make her move here. And then I am going to finally use that data to say remove a spore cloud from Luna's node, getting rid of this one. So that's Luna doing what she needs to do. Now it's my turn. Free movement is the name of the game. So I'm gonna move here, gaining an insight, which gives me a blue. And I get a robotic breakthrough, which is deploy mini tractor beam. Luna pulls an explorer from the adjacent node onto her node, ignoring all node edge symbols. Very, very cool. So that's a free action that I can use where Luna can be here. I'm here. She can pull me towards her for the use of data, which is fantastic. So I need more data. Okay. So I got that. So that was my free movement. I need the slurry stuff. So I'm going to tick down this one to pick up both of these. I'm then going to ingest one for the slurry. And then I'm going to move here. Oops. Oh my gosh, he's dead. I'm going to move here, gaining one of these bad boys. And then it's going to land here, giving me. So I got one more to go. I'm going to traverse. Oh, and that would put that back there since I moved. I'm then going to traverse back up here to gain an insight and end my turn. Remember, I had the slurry on, so I don't deal with time, but I do gain another insight for moving up, so I'm good. Okay. Remember, the slurry is helping me move without time. All right. Okay, this is good. Luna's turn. Blue's turn. So I'll recover all my dice. Blue's turn. Blue's already used the once per spore cloud, but it has Luna. Luna is going to move here. Luna's going to move here. Then I'm going to use the last data of the mini tractor beam. Or I could swap places. Roll the data die to determine your range. Okay, so that power is specific to you. But I'm going to actually use the deploy mini tractor beam so I don't gain a distress, which would be a blue. And Luna's going to pull this one here. And when it pulls me, I get one of these bad boys. Game in the system. Okay. Cool. Okay, so that's me using the deploy mini tractor beam. All right, so we've got our 4th one. Here goes this. So I'm on Blue's turn now. Blue is going to tick down this to do the reach for the sphere to complete this opportunity. So I complete it. I gain 2 insight. 1, 2, gaining another red. which gives me a new, which will give me a new robot engineering breakthrough, and because I completed it, I get an anomaly. So the anomaly says, no, put it over here. I must have an engineering comprehension, which I do, and I got rare polymers, which is cool. Basically discard and tick down one die to charge, basically charge power to maximum. That's actually pretty cool. That is pretty cool because I could get all the power, move Luna like crazy, and swap places like you wouldn't believe. So I'll do that to complete that. I'll put that, get rid of that once it's done. And I get an engineering breakthrough because I completed everything. And my engineering breakthrough is apply cerebral cortex shock. A local explorer pips up 2 for the spend of 1 energy. So I'm getting all the good stuff. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. So I completed that. What's the next thing to do? What's the next thing to do? Wait, did I do this right? I tipped down 1. I think I did something I wasn't supposed to do. Let's see. I did my free movement. I drank the slurry, did my free movement, reversed, skipping the time, which was here. Right. I did something wrong. I did something wrong just now. Because how did I end up over here? I started turn here. I started my turn here. So Luna moved up, got rid of that thing, so I was good. I drank my slurry, moved here, traversed back up here, which would have dropped that there. Cool. Luna moved over here on Blue's turn and then pulled me over, so that's how I ended up there. So that was traversing. I picked up the nodes there, and then what was this? I should have rested. I should have rested. Which I did. I just didn't. I should have rested, which I did. So I just want to make sure I didn't do something wrong. Okay, and that would have made time tick. That's what I didn't do. I didn't move time, and I didn't pip up. Another required each turn, another explorer pips up, which that's what I didn't do. Okay, we're back on track. All right, so here we go. Yeah, because I was here, free movement, pick up. That's what I did. I was here. Free, polymer, basically, Luna moved up, used the ability to get rid of the spore. I did my free movement here with the slurry. So that's my free movement. I picked this thing up. I then moved back with traverse, and that ended my turn. I should have pipped up the 1 die, which I didn't, and moved time, which I just did. I then had Luna move over and pull me over, and that ended me there. Okay. All right, we're back on track. I thought I was going crazy. I just forgot to pip up and do time, which I just did. Okay. So I completed this as my first, and that got me also another comprehension, which is cool, and you can only have 4. Then I still have movement to do because I've already done Luna. I had her do the thing, I had her move over, do that. So what do I do? Solve that. I don't have rare polymers, but, well, Blue does. So blue has rare polymers, which you can give, but I could charge to full power now, so I'm fine. I don't think there's really much else for me to do. Because green's gonna finish it all. So blue is actually going to, I'm gonna pip up this here. And then I'm gonna pip this up to rest using a time. And that'll end my turn. Let me recover, cover, do this. Goes out of the game. That's there. Okay. Yep, I did all that stuff. So green's turn. Alright, well, green is going to have Luna move here because the slurry is amazing. Then we're going to get more slurry. We got 3. And this would tick back. I'm going to use my free movement to move here, gaining 1 more of those. Which lets this drop here, which grabs this, which completes the 4. Hey! So when we got all 4, advance. Sweet. Welcome to the fungal! So welcome to the fungal. Tick up on trust, so trust goes back to normal. The leader goes back to investigate, you go back to rest. Good news, everyone! The spore clouds appear to be under control thanks to tiny tentacles. Other news, tiny tentacles aren't really a thing anymore because the nest has matured into a teeming swarm of giant tentacle terrors. Return all of the tiny tentacle tokens back to the nest. They have now grown into giant tentacle terrors that no longer feed on spore clouds and no longer have our respect. At the start of every turn, place a tentacle token on the node adjacent to the nest, then move all tentacles not on the nest 2 spaces towards the nearest explorer. In case of a tie, they move toward the tied opponent, who will next be the active player. If a tentacle reaches an explorer, it secretes its brain venom and explodes, causing 1 distress to that explorer. Return that token to the nest. What have you done? Oh god. Okay. We've got welcome to the fungal. We've got fungal game. Cool. Right. Enough of this. It's time to get real about getting food and getting out. Obtain 6 materials from nodes using the unearth action, placing them in the boxes below. You may not use materials already in the stockpile. Cool. Once the boxes are filled, you may progress them at the lab with the appropriate comprehension present. Oh dear God. Okay, so we're gonna use both of these because this is going to be awful. So, here's how this has to work. Oh God. I need to pick up 6 of these things. Right? 6. I need to then be at the lab. I can't do it anywhere. I have to go to the lab. I must have, and this one I'll make green. I must have blue, green, and red comprehension at the lab. Sorry, that's a research hut. That's the lab. At the lab to progress. And they move 2 spaces and cause distress, which means hallucination is a coming. Okay, so Oh god. It says at the start of the round, so that was my free movement. It's still my turn. It hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. Oh god. All right, so I'm going to. Oh gosh, gosh, gosh. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. That sounds like something that you would say on a news report. This just in: Tiny Tentacles test transforms to terrifying title tragedy. So, oh no! All right, that was my free movement. That was my free movement. That was my free movement. Um, and the spores still spawn. So as soon as I move, the spores are going to start spawning again. Okay. Um, this is Green's turn. This is Green's turn. Okay. Um. I can't get two because I'd have to spend the time. Not good. Not good. Not good. So local explorer gets it. Blue would have to get there. I could ingest the slurry to move and not spend time, but I would lose that time anyway because I gotta move into that zone. Or if I want to pick up a material, I could spend a die, which will pick up one material, but if I spend my green die, I could get two, but it's going to cost me one time. And I'm going to get hit with a distress. Crud. I did not plan for this. I don't know what's the best option to take. I don't know if I'm gonna win this. I gotta think. I gotta think. I could move Luna and swap spaces with her. Nope, only blue could do that. Green has the ingest pearlescent slurry, or deploy the tractor beam, but Luna's already on my node. And I don't have the data to spend on that. So dadgummit. after the break. This is horrible. I'm struggling with what to do. I think I just have to deal with the time hit. I have to. So I'm going to spend this losing a time to pick up two of these, and these two are part of the 6. So I've got 4 more to go. I'm going to spend one of these to drink the slurry, and then I'm going to traverse, move here, gaining another insight. And then I have to rest, picking this up, losing another time. Man, I am hurt. That is bad. Start of the round. Bleep, bleep, boom. Blew up. I gain a distress. When gained, so it's the same thing. This ticks down, flipping this to its rest side, flipping you to the support side. And I'm not going to be going after opportunities anymore, so I just need to get this done. All right. Luna. Luna, 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 Luna. I don't need Luna there to make this work. But I need to move her somewhere. And I moved out of that space, which means that drops. A spore drops. In other news, cute dog skiing. Oh man, this is rough. Okay, what do I do? So So Luna's turn to do something. Let me think about what I want Luna to do. I'm gonna make my free movement here. I'm going to get rid of this distress. By taking this down 2 to 1. Get rid of this distress because I don't want a hallucination. Oh, like that would, yeah, that would go. I will pick up this thing to make it 3. And then I will rest. Luna, what are you gonna do? Luna, what are you gonna do? Luna is going to if I had data, I would pull I would deploy the tractor beam and pull him onto there. But I don't have any data. Because Luna could vacuum away that spore and then pull if I had 2 data. I could get power. Luna is going to move here and scan for data. I found 2. Okay. Like I said, this game, I don't know. I don't know if y'all are digging this. Yeah, she can scan for data. She can. I don't know if y'all are digging this game, but this game is an amazing puzzle. And that look at it like that. You have to find efficiency, and I have not. She scanned for data. But she can't pick it up. That's the problem. Dang it, I'm gonna get a hallucination. I don't like it. Nice. I gotta show that one. That one was nice. Terrified Terran travels trek through tough tentacles terrain. That's awesome. Okay, so what I wanted to do, so I could tell you, I wanted to be, if I had the blue data, I could have pulled Luna over here so one of those can explode on this person, giving them the distress so this person won't get the hallucination. And you're like, well, you can still do that because they're mixed. No, you can't. Because it says, in the case of a tie, they move toward the tied option who will next be or is currently active. And the next person that's going to be active is green. Shoot! Actually, I'm gonna retcon that. This could work. I'm gonna retcon that. I'll leave Luna here, and she will have scanned there for data. You can scan for data and materials in the same node, but you can't scan for more materials until all the materials are gone, or data until all the data is gone. She's gonna do that. I am then going to attempt a long-range node swap, spending the last hour. Gonna roll this die and swap places with Luna. Whew. Two distresses give you hallucination. Matt, So Matt asks, is it 2 or 3 distress that gives hallucinations? It's 2. 3 would have been great, but no, 2. So I did the swap. That used the last power, and that did it. So this one will move, explode, and give me a distress, which I will put on investigate, because I'm not gonna be doing that anymore. Okay. Ooh, saved it. All right, cool. Saved it. Okay, so yeah, and I rested, which moved, which I did do. I did rest. I did move the ticker. I'm good. Okay. All right, it's Green's turn. It's Green's turn. It's Green's turn. And the slurry would come back on Green's turn. Green's not moving. Blue is going to hallucinate anyway. I'm going to use... I can't use another power to move Luna. Green is going to move Luna here. Yeah. I'm going to suffer a hallucination. It would have been green, but now it's going to be blue because I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. I did not think about it. I could still make it work. I could drink the slurry, free move, get the blue, vacuum that away, and then move back. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to... I gotta save blue from getting a hallucination, but it doesn't matter. Ah, this is so inefficient. I need 3 more. Shoot. I could spend this to get the 2, drink the slurry, do my free move, get the insight. Sorry, get the data, clean the spore. Okay. This is going to be a close call. I don't think I'm going to win this. Because here's the thing. I don't want to get a hallucination, but I might. If I spend this, I have to spend the time to get 2 more of those, which leaves 1 more to get, which blue can get on their turn. Blue's going to automatically get a hallucination because of that. And then they're going to suffer another distress. I could, like I said, get those 2 to get the 2. Drink the slurry. Move for free. Gain the 2 blues. Spend 1 to vacuum that up. And then blue is still going to get the hallucination, but at least it won't be double distress. So let's do that. This is so crazy. I'm going to spend this, taking a time, getting 2 of these, which leaves me with 1 more to get. I'm going to spend my last slurry drink to move up here, gaining an insight. I'll switch this to red, which gives me another, it was a blue. I gain another blue. What do I get? Deploy robotic sidecar. An explorer on Luna's node may move wherever Luna moves, ignoring all node edge symbols. This effect can begin or end mid-move. So that's cool. That is good. That is most good. Then I will spend this, taking it down to 2, to get both of these. I'm going to spend 1 to use this ability, because it's not your turn yet. That ability to get rid of this spore, which a spore would pop there because I moved from there. And a spore would have popped. A spore would have happened here because I moved from there as well. Okay, so I got there. Okay, and then I need to rest, which causes a time, which ticks us down. We're almost exhausted, and another person can tip up. Okay. Which, yeah, this would have pipped up. I get everything back. Okay, we just need one more, and somebody needs to get to the lab. that's all that needs to happen right now. Alright, so that ends your turn. Spore pops out, and both of you are going to take it in the face, because it says, if a tentacle terror reaches an explorer, it secretes its brain venom and explodes, causing 1 distress to that explorer. Okay, cool. So it's going to cause the second distress to blue. I'll cover up theorize, and I gain a hallucination. Not bad. It's terrible, not bad. Yeah, I need both at lab, I do. A hallucination. You can see, you understand everything. You understand it all. You see the profound complexity of existence in more detail than you ever imagined possible. And yet, somehow, it is completely within your power to comprehend it all at once. Wait, where did I go? Each turn, if able, pay 1 green material. If you do, you could tick up 2. Discard this when you have less than 2 distress. And that is my new fun. So that's going to go here. I put it underneath my board. So I have also become a fungal host. So I got rare polymers and fungal host and powdery. Oh my god. No. We're going to roll this back. We're going to roll this back. We're going to roll that back. I'm still going to gain the distress, but before that happens, I'm going to use vacuum up fine particles, discard. All explorers within 1 node discards 1 distress. All explorers. I'm going to use this one, this one that I found, using that to get rid of both distresses from everybody. We're good. Then this thing pops out. I suffer a distress, which I'll put on investigate, and we're good to continue. Whew! That's why it's good to always keep those to do opportunities. That opportunity saved my butt. Okay. That opportunity saved me. Woo! Okay, so first things first, I am going to move Luna here. That was so close. Then it's your turn. So it says limit once per turn. So it's your turn. So once per player turn. So now I got that stuff back. I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the last one for her to get rid of this node. I'm going to have her scan, which we'll use this. I'll have her scan for data, which is 3. I will then do my free movement to move here, spending 1 time, gaining 1 insight. I then will step down, pick this up. That's the last one we needed. I will then also, this will be here. I will then pip this down here to pick up 2 of these. Come on, think. I have to rest here, but before I do, I'm going to deploy the mini tractor beam using one of these to pull you here, ignoring node edge symbols. Okay. I'm making this work. Yep, tractor beam. That was my plan. Then I have to rest because that's the finale. Now, oh my gosh, we're ready to do this. Okay, here we go. So that was Blue's turn. Green is going to be getting a distress this time. So Blue's going to get these back. This thing moves, hits Green for distress, which I'll put over Theorize. Okay, we're good. And it's Green's turn. So Green is going to pip down 1 die. We have all symbols that we need. We're at the lab, and we're good. Oh my gosh. He's going to give me a heart attack. All right, so we're on the final mission. So a farewell to many arms. All things considered, what with us still being alive and all, this could have gone worse. Not stickier. Couldn't have been stickier, but could have been worse. That said, it's probably time we try our hand at being alive somewhere else. The tentacle terrors continue each turn, spawn 1, all move 2 spaces towards the nearest explorer. Get the crew, Luna, and all explorers onto the Scarab. As soon as the crew is aboard, you win. Yeah, so about this food. Okay, so we get rid of these. And it's Green's turn. So we did that. We spent that there. That's gone. Green gets a free movement. I don't have any green. Luna's turn. Luna's gonna search. Find 2 here. And then Green is gonna spend 1. Green's going to spend 1 here to support. Remove 1 distress from another local explorer. Remove a distress. And tip up friendly. So we flip back to investigate. We flip back to caretaker. And then the last one, I got to rest. Which moves time. Oh, Nelly. Okay. Oh my gosh, we're so close. Okay, so limit once per turn. So turn is player turn. Okay. So this thing's gonna move, hit you. You gain another distress. This will tick down. Flipping this back and flipping this back. Okay. Okay. Alright, so it's Luna's turn. Luna has sidecar. An explorer on Luna's node may move wherever Luna moves, ignoring all node edge symbols. I can get 1 person back, no problem. 1 person. And who has rare polymers? Blue does. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I can get Blue back, no problem. Green, I don't know about. I can support Blue and then make this happen. Yeah. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're going to flip this 3 down to a 2 to support Green, getting rid of this distress, pipping up a die, and raising this back to friendly level. Oh, I got a plan. I got the plan. Okay. Then we're going to spend this, pipping it down 1 to get that. Now, we're going to pip No, 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 I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna do that. Sorry, sorry. That messed that up. Now we're gonna pip this down one to discard this ability of rare polymers, close eyes and detonate, to charge our power to full. So power goes to full. Then we're going to deploy the robotic sidecar using that on blue, and we're gonna move Luna like you wouldn't believe. So Luna's gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on blue. So using the lab, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then Luna's gonna go back here and move back here for 6. Okay. Okay. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we are going to not do a thing. We are done. Oh, it could be done mid-movement, right? It said it could be done, it could begin or end of move. Let's see. I just need to get Luna with the tractor beam. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend one of these to go here to charge you for 1. And then rest, which doesn't take this up. Move time 1. Oh, this is gonna be so close! And tick up 2. On a local explorer. So 1, 2. That's where we are. You move, hit, I suffer distress. Is going to go on this, taking this down, flipping this over to rest, flipping this over to support. Okay, 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 okay. Green's turn. Luna. Luna is going to move here. Okay. Green. Green is going to first get 2 of these. Green is then going to spend 1 for the slurry. Free movement here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Free movement there. Okay, okay, okay. Traverse. I would have gotten 2 insight for that. 1, 2. Move here for traverse to get 1, 2. Ignoring time. I'm going to then roll the blue die to determine your range. You may swap places. Only blue could do that. I could deploy the tractor beam, but I don't have any data cubes. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. So I'm going to rest ticking up. All right. I'm going to suffer my hallucination, but I still could probably make it work. Rest ticking up. Okay. Then time goes up 1. Oh my god. And then I need to tick up, another explorer ticks up, so you're going to tick this up because I need that to happen. Then recover everything. Okay. I got enough for the slurry to get 2 movement, and then I could do a Luna deploy. So I think we can make it. I think we can make it. So then this thing pops out, hits me and explodes. I gain another one, which would tip this down, which makes me have to distribute the tick downs. So I'm going to do 1 here and 1 here. Oh, I forgot to make Luna scan. Thank you. I forgot to make Luna scan. Thank you so much. That would have blown everything out of the water. So Luna would have scanned. Thanks. Thanks, Matt. All right. So I'm at 2. I get my hallucination, which we got was this one. So it says if each turn you must spend one of those, but I'm not ready for that yet. It's not your turn. It's your turn. You are going to gain power, picking this down to get 2 power for Luna. I can't make you use time just yet. Okay. Luna is going to move 1. Wait, I get a free movement, sorry. No, it's Blue's turn. It's Blue's turn. I can't do the sidecar. I might be able to win this, but I gotta think. It's Blue's turn. A local explorer, you can, or sidecar. I need to get data. I need data. Luna is going to... I can't do tractor beam. I don't have science. I can't do tractor beam. I could do the slurry. No, but that would kill me. Okay. Luna is going to move here. Luna is going to scan again. Getting 2. I just need to survive 1 more stinking round. Okay. I could do this if I could make 1 more round. Okay. Blue is going to... Oh! Blue is going to tick down this for caregiver, and it says any other explorer ticks up a die, loses a distress. So it says discard when you have less than 2 distress, so the hallucination's gone. And we move up friendly. So this is still leadership, investigate, still gone. And this is back on rest, and that's used. Okay. And then I have to rest. 1 time. I think we got this. I think we got this. Tick up 2. So I'll tick 1 here and tick you up 1. And then collect this back. Oh, a local explorer. Sorry, I can't tick 1 up there. So you tick there and you tick there. Okay. Now. That ends Blue's turn. It's Green's turn again. Here we go. This one goes, hits me. I gain a distress, putting it on theorize. I gain, which makes me tick down, so I got to distribute. So 1, 2, tick them down both there. Gain a hallucination, engaged. Ooh, I've never seen this one before. So engaged. Let's see if I can make it show properly. The sky begins to melt slowly, thickly running down the strange fungal trees. Then they too collapse slowly down, and ooze that spreads across the ground, filling each divot and compression in the soil. And then you melt as well, spilling across and seeping into the ground, where you become truly alive. You are now one with the tentacled network. Once on each of your turns, I may, pip down twice to place yourself on any node. And when I have less than 2 distress, it goes away. But I don't give 2 craps about that, because I'm going to first, since this is green's turn, I can pip down twice and put myself here and we win. But we're going to do this the fun way. I'm going to spend this to pip down here to pick up both of these. I'm then going to... Oh wait, I'm on with a black one too, so I would suffer another one of these, which I'll put on support. So cool. We've only got 2 left. Oh god. Okay, so I will then pick those 2 up. I will then use 1 for sidecar and spend these 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah! God, we made it. We made it. Look at this. All right, so it said, so yeah, about that food. We're not really that hungry. We survive for now. And we won. We won. What the heck, man? Oh, gosh. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is task A completed. It's Green's turn. It was Green's turn. Green took it. Oh, I put the wrong one. Sorry. You're right. Pip down 1, get the 2, get the hell out of here. So it's Green's turn, using the robotic sidecar. You are correct. Green, and I did make Green suffer that for being on the node with that thing. So Green had 3, which we would have pipped down 2, which we'd have had to, so I'd have said pip down 2, distribute that way. So there you go. So you're right, I went over on blue when it was Green's turn. So Green would have used that 1 to pip down to pick up the 2 here. And then he would have used 1 of those to use to deploy the sidecar and the 3 power to get back to the ship. So you're correct. I shouldn't have been over here. I should have been over here, and this should have been here to stop me from doing it. So there we go. It was Green's turn. I did suffer the effect for being on there, and we're good. So we made it out and we completed task A barely. Look at this. 1 more turn. Green would have fallen exhausted. We would have lost the game. 1 more turn. Okay, so we've completed Winora task A. This was the first time I beat it. Last time I could not make it to the lab to do the second mission. I just couldn't make it. Those things kept, I just kept dying. Oh, God. So, how many missions come with it? Well, there is Task B and Task C, and that is all of Winora. Once you finish Winora, you get to pop over to Gracchus. And Gracchus has 3 missions in Gracchus. Then there are 4 other planets that you get to go to with 3 missions per planet. So it's what, 4, 5, 6 times 3, 18 missions total. 18 missions. And there's going to be a Kickstarter that is coming out soon for them to add more planets and more missions to the game. So we've succeeded, we've lived, however awful our turn may be, but you're right. I used blue when it was supposed to be Green's turn, and that's my bad. Sorry, I got caught up in it. I knew it was possible, I just got caught up in it. But we survived. We got out of there barely by the skin of our teeth. We were about to die. This would have been black, which is when that happened. I ticked down the 2 over there. I got this one. I would tick this one down and this one down, right? So just make sure I play it fair. I would then put the blue to get the 2, spend the sidecar, and get back over there when everybody's wiped out. And that's where we would have gotten. completely exhausted, completely exhausted, but back on the scarab, and we're out, and we won. All right. So some things to keep in mind before you hop out, but we did win. One, I'm gonna paint these minis. Two, if you're gonna use the scarab, because with the base game it comes with 3 scarabs, right? And you're like, well, why did they have 3? Because on the opposite side, scarab itself has abilities. And you can pick whichever one you want, or there might be a mission that tells you which one to use. It's completely up to you, right? Your choice. This one has a rejuvenation pod, which lets you remove 2 distress. This one lets you gain power, and this one remove the marker. All local explorers gain an endurance, so you can actually gain endurances from here. And they have pips on here that tells you, like, specific things that comes with different missions. So this comes with the base game, just to let you know. So say, oh, do I have to buy that extra? No. This comes with the base game. It's just when they're saying you're playing your first game, just use the blank scarab side here that doesn't do anything to line things out. But you don't have to. If you're like, well, this mission's really hard, I want to use the scarab that will help me, you can flip over, you can choose one of these and flip over and use them as necessary. Just to keep that in mind. You've seen all the components. So this is all the components that are part of the game, which is fantastic and great. This game is a beautiful puzzle. Like I said, for people who are like, well, or what draws you to it? Because it's a game of efficiency. I'm burning time moving around. I still didn't explore these top 3, so there's more replayability. And the environments shuffle as you go. They happen to be over here when I shuffled them last time, but they're anywhere. So you can return to task A, and you can discover what these are if you want to see what those things are. There are a ton of anomalies that I didn't discover. I only found 2. 2 of all the different anomalies that you could find in this specific task. These anomalies are going to come back for task B and task C. The planet surface where you are with the fungus is going to come back for task B and task C. It's just what you have to accomplish is different in task B. So it's a new puzzle. So task B, alien protozoan. 3, 4, 5, 7. So task B, look at that. There's a new setup of how the board is. So now you get to put in both of those swampy mires, and it's in a 5x3 grid this time, right? With them interspersed in. So the setup is completely different. And what you have to accomplish already is harder. It's already, you got to have comprehension. Someone has to be present, and a distress has to happen up. So you basically have to distress a person and bring them to the research unit to make it work. Then there's more things to do, and more things to do to get through task B, which we're going to see on Sunday because I'm going to play task B. So you'll get to see what that looks like and how that shapes up. Hallucinations do come in. This one happily was a decent one where it was once on each of your turns, you may tip down 2 dice to place yourself on any other node. I could have done that and hopped straight to the end. Actually, I couldn't have. What I did was the only optimal way. But if I had the ability to do it, I could have done that and placed myself on the node and won. And that's how it goes. But it all depends. There is lots and lots of hallucinations here for you to take in and have to deal with. There's a lot of replayability in this game. I'm telling you, it's amazing. This game is the best game of 2021, by far, in my opinion. Okay, so I hope you liked what you've seen. I did make some mistakes, but thanks to Matt, thanks to Adam, thanks to the chat, they were like, hey, you're supposed to do this, or hey, this person was supposed to go, which clicked me back in and I fixed it. If there's anything else you saw that I did at the end of the video that I did not correct, let me know in the comments below so that I can make sure I acknowledge that. And when we play on Sunday Task B, you can see what's going to happen. But Task B's puzzle is going to be completely different than Task A's, right? and we're gonna do task B on Sunday. The engineering breakthroughs will be the same. The anomalies will be the same. The distress will be the same. The only thing that's different is what we have to accomplish. Okay, there might not be any more spores that are making our life terrible, and that would have been there. But there probably wouldn't be any more spores making our life awful. However, this stuff blowing up in our face after we fed it a good meal kind of makes me sad. Okay. Woo! That was that. I would love to hear what y'all think of the game, your first thoughts of what you saw, and if this is something that would interest you, or something that you're like, maybe not. Personally, I think this game is amazing. I've said that like 3 times, but I hope you enjoy it. Let's go back up and have a chat, finish out the week, and then I'll let you go do your Wednesday stuff. Okay, so coming up this week, tomorrow I'm playing Gloomy Kill 4th with Steven. That's going to be a Tabletop Simulator 1, so if you hate Tabletop Simulator, but we're going to be playing it on there and having a good time. That's tomorrow's what? Thursday? Friday, I'm going to be playing Gloomhaven Digital with Kate and Cynthia, which I'm going to set up a stream for that because our 4th, who's Rob from Rob's Gaming Table, is unable to make it. So I'm going to see if we can fill the 4th. If not, but I'm going to set up a stream for us to go through that side of stuff, so watch that to pop up. And then Saturday I'm painting minis, and then Sunday we're going back into Winora Task B. And Monday we're going to probably get back into Role Player Adventures and see how that stuff goes. So it's a lot of great stuff coming, and I really hope you've enjoyed what's happening and what you're seeing. If I made any mistakes, put it in the comments. If you want to see if you're like, well, I don't want to listen to your utter tripe talk anymore, I want to go to somebody who will talk about it, I've linked in the description the link to Orange Nebula's own How to Play, which is hilariously funny. And they've done a great job of breaking down the entire game. So you can watch that and enjoy it because it's funny how their How to Play is hilarious. So I put that in the description. Otherwise, if you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to the channel, it's there. If you want to join, chat with me on any of the other mediums, that's linked. If you want to join the Patreon, that's down there if you want to. And I made 700 subs, so I need to know what you want me to play or do for the 700 sub celebration, which will be had in the new year. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Awesome lineup. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for joining me. Unsettled is amazing. You should buy this game. Insert comment here. Bye, everybody.